Okay, so we are going to discuss the kind of pertinent settings, usability, your logo, switch out, things like that. So I'm using the classic church template, but I mean, it's all the same for any of these church templates that we provide. The first thing we're going to do is look at how to switch out your name. So right now it says Home Classic Church. We want to change that by going to Settings, General, and you would change it to your church name. Okay, and then your church tagline if you have one, tagline here. Okay, and then click Save. Very simple. I want to keep the template intact, so I'm not going to click Save, but once you click Save, the name in the tab will be changed. Okay. Next up, we're going to look at how to create a new page, add it to the menu, and apply a layout. Okay, so we're going to go to Pages, just to look at all of your existing pages. Okay. We're going to add a new page. We'll call it a tester page. Tester, publish, publish. All right, the page exists. It's not in the menu. You can't get to it yet. It's not even designed. But once you've made the page, we now want to go to Appearance Menu to add it to our menu. So here's your menu that's linked on your nav bar and your mobile menu. So we're going to add tester to your menu. Let's drag and drop it after the About page. Let's say that's what you want. And then save menu. So now if we look at, I'm going to open this in a new tab. If we look at the front end of your site, tester is now there, but it's not designed. Okay. So if you want, you can always design the page first before you add it to the menu, especially if your site is live. You don't want to have a page that has nothing on it. Okay. But this is just how you do it, so it's up to you. Okay, so since you're logged in, you can technically click Customize to get to the editor, but I always like to keep this the front end and we'll do it on the back end. So let's go to Appearance, Customize, Builder, and then we're going to click on the tester page, and new layout will make it like start from a blank canvas. So that's what we do as designers and developers, is start from a blank canvas. We're going to go to My Layouts, and you'll see all of the existing page layouts. Okay, so if there's, let's say this tester page, you want it to look like your ministries page, for example, so that it just has a header and content area, then you'll grab the ministries layout. So it applies the ministries layout to the tester page. You'll want to change the headline to say tester, I assume. And then here's a grid, so you can use your grid to like list something else, whatever goes on the tester page. You can add new elements, like add your own headline. Let's delete this grid. Let's just make this a content page. Headline, text. You can make a whole new section that is a different background color. If you click that little icon and say style muted, then it'll have this kind of light gray background. If you say primary, we'll have this orange background, but we don't want to blend in with the footer. You can do secondary. So whatever your theme colors are, it will pull in. So this is a new section. Let's say we want a headline and text on this one. You can split this into 2 columns by going to the right side edit icon for editing the row and splitting it into halves. And you can just duplicate that same headline or add a new one. Let's say over here you want an image. So it's really about just getting in here and having fun with what you're doing. You can say that you want this to be 3 columns. You see all these different layouts, so you can do all sorts of things here. You may notice that this one goes wider, like closer to the edge than this one. That's because I made this small width. You can go back to default width, and then it'll be the same width. So you can get in here and have fun with it. Don't go too crazy to where you can't get your life back, but I mean, you get the point here, is that this is all very customizable. You can add an image in the middle, you can add another headline and text to the right of the image. So you're kind of turning yourself into a web designer here by saying, what do I want all this to look like? Okay. You can change the background image, which you'll learn in the other video about content edits, but let's just say you want this background image. And it's like, oh, well, I can't see the text. You can edit the settings. If you scroll down, you can see an overlay color, which if you select, like, let's say this dark color, it's going to make it all the way gray. But if you slide the transparency scale, it now has a little tint to it. I mean, you can change it to whatever you want. Okay, now let's see what blue looks like, you know, and then click save. So a lot of cool stuff going on, very user-friendly. If you have any questions, let us know, but that's how you add a page, add the page to the menu, and then create the page. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to change out your logo, and then I think we're good. So if you go to settings, we want to do the fave icon too. So fave icon is the little icon that goes right up here. You'll want a perfect square, so like 90 pixels by 90 pixels is the smallest I would suggest, but you want a perfect square of your logo icon. I don't have one uploaded in here for an example, but it's best to use a PNG for transparency. So if you have a designer on staff, they'll know exactly what we're talking about here. But to use your logo icon in a perfect square PNG transparent background, you would select it here and click publish, and then right when you refresh it on the front end, it'll work. Just for testing purposes, I'll use one of my own clients. Let's see. Let's go to Conflux. Sorry, you're like getting into my world here. Where's the fave icon? There it is. Okay, it's a perfect square, and it's a PNG, perfect square of the logo icon. If I click select and publish, now when I refresh it, the icon will show up here. So it just makes it easy when people have a lot of tabs open to keep track of where they're at. So that's the fave icon. We're going to back out, and we're going to go to Layout, Site. And this is where we change your logo. So you'll want two versions of your logo. One that's a lighter color that looks good over dark, and then one that's dark that looks good over light. Okay, so replace these with your dark version, your light version. Usually I try to keep the logo like 60 pixels tall at the most. Definitely keep them consistent in size and everything so that when it switches from the dark one to the light one, that nothing weird happens. But you just switch them out here by clicking on it, using it the same way we've used other image things. You just upload it. So like you'll see here that this is 70 pixels tall, so that's still fine because it's kind of a skinny logo. And you'll replace both of those, the dark version, light version, and publish, and then it will show up. So if you have any questions, let us know, but those are the general overall settings and page creation.